thing is under excavation right now.
The road up there,
Yeah, it is. They put a new road in all the way up to the back.
an LLC.
An LLC, a company, a foundation?
It's a foundation that doesn't pay taxes.
Yeah, they don't pay, they're from Jamaica, New York. Not that that's a bad place, my office used to be there.
It says zero.
So it's like a religious, like the Zen monastery.
Well, we can, that'd be my understanding. Just look at what our code says and look at, other examples of such.
I've been looking at the codes and it doesn't seem to address it properly or, you know, specifically, and that is one of the problems.
We have a number of similar codes that don't address what needs to be addressed.
Bob, did you make one comment?
We already have several statues of Buddha on property in town. I don't see what
Where,
the deal
are they
is.
40 foot high?
Well, the one by
Pretty close.
the ashram.
Up the back of the ashram and Lost Clove, it's not a problem. And my feeling is that would be a violation of their First Amendment rights on their property.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's what we do.
I mean, I don't know if you allow some buildings, single-family homes 40 foot high.
Building is a different
That's what I mean. So this is taller than a building, so it really doesn't matter because it's not a building and you're not going to live in it.
Correct, it's not
So,
defined as a dwelling.
okay, so then what's to stop them from putting all of these little outhouses and renting them out on the 30 acres as they're doing on Lower
We
High
already
Street?
have windmills going up on people's property in town that are as high as that and higher. All around 28, there was windmills. Same
Is it, Warren, do you know if this is going to be a skinny Buddha or is it going to be a big
There's
Buddha?
no such thing as a skinny.
I don't know, I said they're skinny Buddhas, some of them like thin and tall.
The ultimate problem is I don't have a regulation to enforce. So I can't even have, you gotta, they, out of their courtesy, they're answering my questions. Now, if I went up there and said, you can't do this, they're gonna turn around and come and file against me
I
because
don't know.
I can find, trust me, I'm
When
gonna
the
keep it.
DEP was here, I had a backhoe on my property. The guy just put the thing, the bucket in the ground, and the DEP was in my driveway, asking me what I was doing.
Yeah, within 100 feet of the waterway,
Yeah,
right?
no digging.
Yeah, I guess it was, no, maybe more than 100 feet, but they were there.
Just throw them
You know,
off your
just-
property.
Huh?
Should have threw them off your property,
I
they were
did.
trespassing.
I did.
Yeah, they can't just go anywhere.
So that's what, it's up to Warren to look into what he can find.
Anyway, I brought it up. I was asked to come here and bring it up. I mean, I don't drive by it, but the other residents of Woodland Valley do, and I think that,
Are you gonna see it from the road?
I don't know. He says no, but I don't know what he
From
saw.
what they're telling me, now, I talked to the guys who are doing the work. They had no reason to tell me that something different.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like the owner would say, oh, no, we're gonna go all the way to the top and then stop halfway. These guys are getting paid to do their job, which is they're going up to the top. And he didn't hesitate. It wasn't like, well, I think. It was like, we're going to the top. Well, I heard it's gonna be, no, it's 40 foot. So all those numbers came from the actual contractors doing the work. That's
The
what
guy
they're
that has
getting
to
paid.
lift it and drag it and set
Yeah.
it.
So there's no codes at all for Buddhas, or no structural problems, and no nothing?
It would
Just
be,
do
it
what
would
you
be an
want.
easier problem, it would be easier to enforce if it was gonna be seen by half Phoenicia. If somebody in downtown Main Street, Phoenicia, wanted to set one
Well,
right from-
Dershowitz is gonna see it when he drives by.
Who?
Dershowitz.
If you fly over, he might see it.
No, when he drives by, that thing is gonna be bigger than you think. Those trees aren't 40 foot high.
Up towards the top, I think.
Yeah, and it elevates going up there.
But the perspective. I'll go back in tomorrow, because it should be farther along, and find out, see if they're actually going up and see.
Did you have plans for this Buddha? I mean, did you look at plans?
I don't have any regulation for it.
We don't have a scenic overlay.
Well, you're utilizing the code as silos and things like that. But you say you don't have any regulations for Buddhas, but you got a regulation for a silo, and a silo is just something to hold wheat or barley or whatever.
The regulation for that is its height, it's listed in here as height exceptions. And then the silo falls under agricultural,
But also
which
falls
there's
over
no building code for agriculture.
constructing too.
It's out of my hands when it gets to agriculture. I can't get, it's
We don't have a scenic overlay such as Woodstock has, correct?
not to my knowledge.
So if we had that, then that would cover some of that kind of thing, but we don't have anything like that. But at a 1,200 foot elevation that
You can't put anything
we would request certain things. We don't have that in our code. So,
What if he puts an antenna on the head of the Buddha?
Then it became a telecommunications tower, unless it was for personal use. So if he goes put an antenna on it for telecommunications, then that's a whole different permitting aspect. Then he has to get a permit for that. If he goes to put in structures on the property, I don't care how big or how small they are, then we know about it, because somebody had mentioned that this is how it starts.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is they want to go put a building up and open up this, well, they can't arbitrarily just do that. At some point, I've got the codes to stop everything dead in its tracks. And I took him at his word, but I told them what they could do and what they couldn't do. And from their proposal, from what they said, where they were going to place it on the property, and its size and everything, it didn't look like it was going to interfere with anybody's site of the adjacent properties, because it's not a long rectangular piece of property. It's got decent setbacks to either side, several hundred feet, if they place it where they said they were going to place it. Now, I don't know about the gradient up there, that they may end up someplace else only because there's a solid rock outcropping or something. So I stopped today, and I'll be stopping in periodically to see where it's going, to make sure that they don't inadvertently stick it in somebody's backyard. I understand your concerns, and we'll address them as best we can with what we have.
That's all you can hope for, right? Anyway, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time. And
You're welcome.
thanks, Warren, for, keeping an eye on it.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
any further discussion?
Somebody,
Comprehensive plan, are we gonna start working on that?
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that. I was wondering if John might be able to take it over. I'm kind of pushed for time, and he seems to be doing the wonderful job in the house.
Huh?
I'd be
Hey, you might want to have him repeat that.
Yeah, it worked, but I can't concentrate on time right now.
We need a committee to start reviewing this comprehensive plan so that the planning board can review it and then take it to the town board.
Well, I'll take a look at it and see what's out of date.
And-
My only focus was trying to bring some of the charts up to date, as opposed to changing all the goals and it's mostly facts. Can we just make sure the facts are straight?
I'll work on it with you if you want to stop at my office.
Could I just address something with the comprehensive plan? One of the things, again, we have a flood mitigation plan that's now in effect, and that some of the goals in that need to be incorporated into the comprehensive plan if you're doing a review of it. It needs to be married together to meet some of those goals throughout the plan, and probably as an addendum to the comp plan.
So,
Certainly, if wish, the town could certainly do like we did last time. I think there was a zoning board member, a planning board member, and maybe 2 members of the general public or so. It was like a 5 or 6 member board.
yeah, we just
Do that.
start the initial.
You and
Yeah,
me,
it's got 14 people on it.
There was one that was 14, it was.
you and me and Chuck Perez.
Yeah, this.
I just want to get something initially started with the planning board and then we'll, go from there. and get-
I'm gonna tell you that, kind of with Warren, that I wouldn't mind getting a zoning revision committee going either, because that, we keep finding holes in this code book that need to be plugged up.
Yeah, this year has been amazing for that.
It just started last year.
New
It's getting
stuff,
worse.
new stuff you've never heard of.
Where are you at with this Airbnb law that just we're proposing?
Oh, yeah, they just.
Yeah, well, we talked
It's
about.
not on the
it.
agenda.
Yeah,
Paper kind of got things to do.
but the season is back. We'll be back.
It never goes away.
Can I just ask one thing? If you guys could refrain from calling it an Airbnb law, because quite honestly, you're giving them free advertising.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's refer to it as a
That's
short-term
short-term
rental law or
Short-term
something like that.
Yes.
And VRBO is getting kind of annoyed, so.
The STR left out.
They feel left out.
Figure out what that means.
No, they're feeling left out, that they won't be regulated. I
The,
don't think so.
the only thing that I want to see is, I would like to see is when you have an Airbnb that you come to town to get a permit, only because the permit would give us a clue as to who's responsible who we can call, when the bears threw the garbage over the neighborhood, or, the parties are lasting till 4 o'clock with a rock band or something.
Or when there was a fire there.
That's all that I think is the most important thing, is that for the town to know who's responsible. If the people live out of state, they've got to have somebody on site or in town at least, that local person that is in charge of it, so we don't have any of those problems that we hear in the complaints that are coming for the planning board. That's all I can say. To put all these other regulations.
Keep it simple.
Put all these other regulations on, I think we're.
I mean, I can tell you, like, a lot of the complaints the police get from some of these places isn't really about noise, it's more about the garbage. You know, because, and it is on the owner's fault because they don't relay to the people that they're renting to. The people that they're renting to just get a notice saying, when you leave, put the garbage out. They don't realize, oh wait, the garbage isn't coming for 2 days, and the bear's gonna have it strewn across your lawn and everybody else's in the neighborhood. So yeah, Warren and I have talked several times about this and trying to get, like, we'd like to see something in there, you know, like a temporary revocable permit that you have to do annually.
Yes.
That way you get to review it, you get to make sure they're staying up to date, and
They should
you
be
just make it a
registered
1-year
with
permit
the
every
town.
time.
The town should know who they are and where these short-term rentals are.
Accountability and.
Yes,
Yeah.
But,
absolutely.
you know, I by no means want to ever say no Airbnbs in town.
Oh, no.
because we- Or short-term rentals.
Did you not hear the question?
Twice
Third time since yes. I'm keeping score.
Because it draws people to the area. We do have.
We never said we wanted to outlaw
We
it.
don't
All we
wanna-
wanted was we wanted to regulate
Right,
it.
but that's what the people,
And we
some
wanna
of the
keep
people
them-
are hearing, they hear what they want to hear.
And they gotta be kept safe and be inspected.
Yeah.
And, you know, because just the other day, there was a fire. Well, it was a fire alarm, and it turned out to be burning bacon, and it set off the smoke alarm, and it was a central station, and, you know, the fire companies had to come out.
Has the
And it
planning
was-
board here looked at the Ulster County's model for law for short-term rentals? Because maybe you could start there and see if, just with some, you know, minor revisions or something, you could refer it on to the town board and get this done.
I think we
The
already
county
have,
has one, I believe.
we already have laws in effect that address a lot of the complaints that we hear about, so. With the noise and the litter and, so.
We just have to come up with some for the actual timeframes, what level of, is it owner occupied, is it owner absent? You know, because that would, if the owner occupied, obviously the owner's present to take care of the situation. as soon as they
The
were-
permit would handle
Look
that.
at those ladies that night, they said they were shooting air rifles at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so, if they call the police, I don't know if they did or not up there in Chichester, but they were upset, those women, and they lived there, and that's his next door.
So, yeah, so if we make it a different levels, you get a citation, and then you get more than one citation, and you're now temporarily revoked permit to operate for the following year. It might give them more incentive,
They were strict, but,
but we also don't want to go so far that all of a sudden now they start abandoning properties. You know,
No,
they are buying the properties.
right, and it's just like people who don't, they come here and they don't know what a bird ban means, because this just happened by me. People were fishing, and then they started a little fire, and they were cooking the fish, and then they burned all their garbage and left it there, right by the woods on the river. We found all the charcoal and everything there.
Oh, you
During
didn't see them burn?
No,
You know who you call for that, right?
no.
DEC.
no.
Any burning anywhere, especially if it's trash, you call DEC, they'll be right out.
Well,
And they don't,
somebody saw it
they don't
and
issue
told
warnings.
us about it, but he didn't do anything.
if they don't, DEC does not issue warnings.
Oh, that's good.
So if they show up
I
and
know,
they,
they were
you're
trouble.
violation, you're getting a ticket.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Any further discussion? Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I know. There's only some of it.
Pencil that sign up that says the order.
That's an antique sign.
Oh, is it?
Look at it, the number is
Look at the phone number on it.
This is father's sign.
It's an antique sign, so it only works on antique cars.
That people stop. And it says Corvettes.
It's hard to read the sign as you're driving by.
So yeah, call me when you get those signatures on that.
Yes, sir. Get right in there. 15 minutes, I think so comfortable.
Hey, I know. One of those that doesn't make any sense to anybody, no matter what I said. Yeah, what?